Good evening, everyone, and welcome. It is time for the Sumo Summary Show for day 13, Friday, the 26th of September, 2025. And here I am, and we are ready to jump right into it. So let's get started. See who won and lost today, who's going to be fighting tomorrow on day 14 because they hadn't released the matchups by the time the basho, not the basho, the day's matches ended. They like to keep that secret in the final weekend, and we will look forward to that day 14 matchup, see who's where in the contest, etc. Okay, here we go. Okay. Anybody absent? No. Yay. Some people have even returned down in the lower divisions, but here in the top two divisions, it's been that same screen for the entire tournament, which is great news. Everybody's fairly healthy and competing. All right, so let's start down in the Juryo division where it's really heating up down here. And I'm going to have pretty full coverage over on Patreon on Saturday and Sunday for Juryo, day 14, day 15. Kyokukayu started with a win. He's already got a Make Koshi, but at J13, if he can go 7 and 8, he'll probably stay. So he needs a win on Saturday and a win on Sunday to add to this one, and he has a chance. Taka Kento came up from Makuuchi to fight, as did Kitsunowaka. They both already had Kachikoshi. They both lost, but it didn't really affect their standings. They'll both be up in Juryo probably in November. Takata Fuji also at J12 is at 5 and 8, so same rules apply pretty much. Nishinoru at the more precarious J14, the very bottom of the Bansuke in Juryo, did get a win to go to 7 and 6, an important win. So one more for him, and he is guaranteed to stay in the Juryo division. Tsurugisho fell to 4 and 9. Hatsuyama went one closer to KK, beating Shiden. Now he's in danger, right? At Juryo 14, 6 and 7. If he can win Saturday and Sunday, he'll be okay. Asasuru, one of the rookies, lost to Hide Naomi today. Kaya went to 4 and 9, beating Hakuyozan. Fujiseun got a ninth win by beating Kotokuzan. Tamashoho 4 and 9 by beating Tochi Taikai. Mita continues to lose here after the injuries. He's now lost 4 in a row from day 9, and that's just a shame. He's got Kaze Keno tomorrow. We'll look at the records tomorrow night on the live show and see how his chances are of getting promoted. He does have his Kachikoshi, but I'd really like to see him get a ninth win if possible. He lost to the big white bear today. Shirokuma now 7 and 6. Kageyaki at 7 and 6 after beating Tohakuරු. Then we had one of the big matches that matters in the Yusho hunt. Asanoyama at 10 and 2 taking on Nishiki Fuji at 9 and 3, and Nishiki Fuji got the win. So he's now 10 and 3, as is Asanoyama. So they are one off the pace because, as you can see here, Asahakiru beat Oshomi to go to 11 and 2. And these guys can't play each other in regulation, so they can't put Asanoyama up against Asahakuru just to see if they can level each other out. Asanoyama just has to hope that somebody beats Asahakuru, and then maybe they can fight each other in a playoff, even though they're from the same stable. And Oshomi, already guaranteed to be going up to Makuuchi in November with his 9 wins at J1. Did not get a 10th win yet, but he could Saturday or Sunday. And then the other J1 lost today, and that's a Makekoshi. So he will not get promoted up to the top division in November. Daisei Izan lost to Kazekeno in the final match of the day, which was Kazekeno's Kachikoshi to take him to 8 and 5. So we'll look at the leaderboard in a minute, but basically it's these three guys, Nishiki Fuji and Asanoyama at 10 and 3, and Asahakuru one ahead at 11 and 2. And neither of these two guys, Asanoyama or Asahakuru, will probably get promoted all the way up to Makuuchi with the championship, but they'll go way up the Banzuke. Well, both of them already will, but the championship would ensure it. Okay. So tomorrow, definitely we'll look at who's fighting who, and I'll definitely have some of the big matches in Juryo on the channel tomorrow. Makuuchi for day 13. We started off with the other, the one Juryo man who hadn't fought down in Juryo today. Chiyo Shoma came up, and he got a win. He beat Shonana Umi to get his Kachikoshi, so he's now 8-5, and at J2 that should be good enough to get re-promoted back up to the top division for November. He beat Shonana Umi, who's now 6-7. Tomokaze got his KK by beating Sada Naomi. Shishi added a ninth win, having one of his probably best tournaments of 2025. Yep, 7-8, 4-11. No, he went 9-6 here. And then, of course, this is down in Juryo. Okay, so he's equaled his best amount of wins in the top division. Can he get a 10th win and make that his best ever showing in the top division? He beat Shirano Umi. Asakoru stayed alive without a Makekoshi yet. 6-7 now by beating Daisho. He's also 6-7. Fujinokawa, spirited fight against Hitoshi, the rookie. And this was a good match. But Hitoshi prevailing to go to 6-7. So that is a losing record for Fujinokawa at 5-8 now, but he's safe. He's high enough above the bottom of the Banzuke that he's not going to get demoted or anything. He just wants to maybe get one or two more wins so he doesn't fall way down past, say, Maegashira 11 or 12. Midori Fuji 6-7 now, beating Nishikigi, who's 1-12. Tobizaru denied Kachikoshi by Kim Bozan. Kim Bozan is now 6-7. Ura got a ninth win by beating Toki Hayate. Toki Hayate is in a little bit of danger here at M13, but 713. No, he's fine. I should take that back. He's not in any danger. He could even finish 6-9 and be fine. Okay, Ura, let's just look. I think it's been a while since he's had double digit. Yeah, 8 wins, 5 wins, 7 wins, 7 wins, 5 wins. Wow, it's been a long time since you just got Kachikoshi. He had nine a year ago in September of 2024. Wow, 9 wins. It's been a long time. Nine since he's had 10 or more. Damn, nine. There you go. The last time he had 10 wins or more was November of 2021. Ugh, he's a stubbornly mediocre wrestler whose popularity far outweighs his merits, in my opinion. But there you go. He is so popular, I really shouldn't speak bad. It's like speaking bad about Taylor Swift. You risk the onslaught of the Swifties. Whenever I say I don't really like Ura, not that I don't like him, but I just don't find his wrestling entertaining like a lot of other people do. People just attack me. They're like, "Oh, how can you not like Ura? He's so great," blah blah blah. So, but there you go. His record kind of bears out my feelings. But he could get a 10th win, so I hope he does. Because his fans deserve it and they would love it if it happens. All right. So Ura, where did I lose him? There he is. Okay, he beat Toki Hayate. Matakayumi went to 6-7 by beating Oshoma. Kusano 7-6, keeping his hopes alive by beating Roga, who's now 6-7. Meisei went to 4-9 against Ichi Yamamoto. Atami Fuji went to 4-9. Gonoyama couldn't win two in a row. He's now 1-12. Oho got his Kachikoshi by beating Ryuden all the way up from M17 to fight in the second half against the M2. Already has 9 wins, could get 10. Oho, good for him to get his KK. Haku Oho also could get his Kachikoshi. I thought it was going to be pretty certain, but obviously he's working with kind of only one arm at the moment. But he was able to beat Onokatsu today, so one away. And really, these are the two guys that could get promoted up to Komusubi. And we might have two empty Komusubi slots, so it would be Hakuoho and Oho that would probably get that promotion. Koto Shoho just what an encore to winning a championship. He's now 3-10, losing to Abi today uh, in a match where neither of them look good. And Abi is also now 3-10 with that win. So there's a Maegashira 1 ahead of M2 that's obviously not getting enough wins. And the other Maegashira 1 has a Makekoshi as well. Tamawashi losing today. So, yep, these are the two guys who should be Komusubi in November. But of course, Hakuoho has to get that eighth win. Hirada Umi improving to 7-6, one away from KK at M4 by beating Tamawashi. Then our first big premiere match. This is where my coverage started on Patreon today. I just had the final five matches of the day, but I'm going to do highlights tomorrow morning because it's Saturday. I don't have to go to work. I can wake up and make those two highlight videos. So they're going to get to see everything from day 13. But this is where the individual match coverage started for me. What a great match to start with. It was Ao Nishiki versus Takanosho, a very fun match between those two guys. And I thought Takanosho was going to get it, but Ao Nishiki found a way to win, and he is now 10-3. So very much on his way to his Destiny 11-4 record, but he could beat the odds and get a 12-3 if he continues to win. Takanosho off the leaderboard now in the three-loss group, tied with Ao Nishiki, obviously, at 10-3. Then Komusubi Takayasu took care of Wakamoto Haru to deny him KK by getting his fifth win. Kirishima beat up on Shodai. The former Ozeki took on the former Ozeki, and Kirishima was the winner to keep his Kachikoshi hopes alive. Shodai now 9-4, but he was in this match. It was very spirited. Then probably the upset of the day, well, not probably, it is. Koto Zakura, the Ozeki, beating Hoshoru in the second to last match. So Hoshoru losing now two in a row at the end of the basho, and now at 11-2. And Koto Zakura improves to 9-4. He hasn't had double-digit wins since his championship. So 8-7, 8-7, 8-7, 5-10, and here, of course, when he won the Yusho back in November of last year. So that's his first chance to have double-digit wins in all of 2025, Koto Zakura. So we'll see if he can get a win tomorrow or Sunday to make that happen. And then the final match of the day, Onosato did what he needed to do. He took care of the Sekewake. So both Sekewake are now 6-7, and both have to win Saturday and Sunday to stay at Sekewake. Onosato is now the sole leader at 12-1, and it's a reversal of what was happening with Hoshoru, where he was going to be the guy who had to be beaten twice. Now it looks like Onosato might have to be beaten twice on the final day if Hoshoru wants to win the Yusho. All right, let's look at our leaders. One loss Onosato, two loss Yokozuna, Hoshoru, and then Ao Nishiki and Takanosho. Not mathematically out of it, but Onosato would have to lose Saturday and Sunday for these guys to have a chance. So I don't really see him losing both days in a row. And of course, Hoshoru would have to lose one of those days, but he can't lose on Sunday when he fights Onosato. So Hoshoru has to lose tomorrow for them to have a chance. If Hoshoru wins tomorrow, even if Onosato loses, it's math they can't win. So these guys are basically eliminated, but they're putting them here anyway because there's still a tiny chance they could be involved. And then down in Juryo, Asahakiru, as I said, is from the same stable as Asanoyama. So they won't get paired up against each other until a playoff scenario. But he's got a one-win buffer, and then Nishiki Fuji is in the mix from Isagahama stable. All right, certain divisions have already decided who's going to be their champion. This is the Makuuchi champion. This is the Sandamne champion. There's going to be a playoff on Sunday between these two guys for the Jonidan championship, and Jonokuchi has already been decided. So Jonidan will have a playoff, and then Juryo and Makuuchi are still very much in flux. So very exciting. Okay, over on the standings page, after 13 days, we have a sole leader in Moon Sunflower Buffalo, who's at 55 points. Great team. Probably Shishi maybe coming through for him, getting nine here as Ryuden also has nine, but putting him a little bit ahead of the people in second place. They have very similar teams. For instance, until you get to Shishi versus Tobizaru here, Chirana Umi versus Shodai, etc. So still some chance that this could change. Two people in second place who had first place yesterday, Fishy and Brutus. Only one person in third place, and that's David here. So he's got a decent team getting wins. Mitakeumi has got to come through for him, get some wins in the final 2 days. And then only two people in fourth place, Eric and Brother. And only Eric has Hoshoru. If well, we're almost to the end now, but he could obviously beat Onosato on the final day, and that could propel Eric to the championship. We'll have to see how that plays out. Okay. Uh, Dun, 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 dun. London Calling. Great, great name there. Papietti. I like that. Rami Panda. Bowing to tomorrow. All right. Here's somebody with Koto Zakura on their team. And then look at how this all Aonishiki. And then this guy has Wakataka Kage. Rami Panda has Wakataka Kage there. Okay. And then I'm down tied for eighth. So I'm not too far down. There I am. And 69 of you are ahead of me. And yeah, I think I got 4 out of trying to use English. 4 out of 6 wins today on my team. Fujinokawa did not win, neither did Tobizaru, but my other 4 guys won. I think Hakuoho won, right? Ooh, maybe he lost too. So I might have gone 3 for 6. I think I went 4 for 6. I'd have to go check. Alrighty. And my number of 9 guys getting double-digit wins for the tournament. I think this is going to be too high. I don't think we're going to have that many double-digit winners, but we'll see. Still 2 days to go. All right, let me just double check that. Did Hakuoho win today? Where is he? Oh yeah, there he is. He did win. He beat Onokatsu. Okay, so I did go 4 for 6 today. All right, let's look ahead to day 14, starting down in Juryo. Shiden fights Otsuji from Makushita. Miyanokaze also has Makushita to Nagamura. Then Asasuru, Shirokuma, they love to do this. 7-6 against 7-6. One of them will get his Kachikoshi. Nishinoryu taking on Thomas Shoho for his KK. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so this is probably where my Juryo coverage will start. You've got Juryo 13, Asanoyama taking on Fuji Seiyun. And then the other leader, Asahakuru, taking on Kageyaki. So this will definitely be like 2 matches in 1. And then Mita, I might even include Mita and make it 3 because now I don't have to worry about that 10-minute time limit. Mita taking on Kaze Keno. And then you have to wait until. Why am I not seeing it? Oh, has the other co-leader been pulled up to fight in the top division? It looks like he has. So there you go. Those are the 3 important matches in a way. So I'll probably just, like I said, make that a triple shot and make that a video tomorrow. Okay, up in the top division then, where is he? There he is, Nishiki Fuji. So at 10-3, the J3 man will fight Asakoru tomorrow. So I'll have that on the channel just to see how he did, to see if he goes to 11-3. And we'll know how everybody else did by then. But at the start of the day's actions, Hitoshi, who needs wins, is fighting Shonana Umi. And both of these guys, M15 and M17 at 6 and 7. One of them really needs this seventh win, and then that would allow them to get Kachikoshi on Sunday. They'd go to 7 and 7. The other guy will have a Make Koshi. It's not as big a deal for Shonana Umi because he's got a couple rank places buffer, but for Hitoshi, I think this is a must win. Tobizaru versus Matake Umi, Roga taking on Nishikigi, Shishi going for win number 10 against Daisho, Churana Umi against Sadano Umi, Midori Fuji versus Tomokaze, Ura takes on Ryuden with both men 9 and 4. So somebody will emerge from that match with double-digit wins. Toki Hayate versus Kim Bozan. One of these guys will lose and have a losing record for the tournament with that loss. Shodai takes on Oshoma to see if he can get double-digit wins and go to 10 and 4. Atami Fuji versus Meisei. Gonoyama versus Fujinokawa. Then Hakuoho, basically fighting to get promoted to Komasubi, is taking on Wakamoto Haru, who also needs one more for his KK. So this will be a spirited match between the two. Kusano needs this for his KK, but he's fighting Oho, who already has it. So he might get a little bit of an advantage, as Oho might not press as hard. Tamawashi fighting Onokatsu, both men 5 and 8. Ichi Yamamoto against Abi, both men 3 and 10. Ouch. Then 5 and 8, Takayasu, the Komasubi, has Koto Shoho, who's 3 and 10. Aonishiki, a relative softball here on day 14 of Hirada Umi, who's 7 and 6. Now, I say softball, but Hirada Umi is a good wrestler, and he needs one more for his KK. So he's going to be fighting Aonishiki hard for this match. And Aonishiki obviously would go to 11 wins if he can get the win tomorrow. The other 10 and 3 man, Takanosho, is taking on Kirishima. And no offense to Takanosho, but since he really can't win the Yusho anymore, this is a much more important match for Kirishima to win. So he would be 7 and 7 on the final day. Onosato, the Yokozuna, is in the penultimate match against Ozeki Kotozakura. And then Hoshoru will sit ringside and see if he loses or wins. And then he has to win no matter what. And his opponent is Sekewake Wakataka Kage. So Wakataka Kage getting to be in the Musubi no Ichiban 2 days in a row. Can he beat Hoshoru and get a whole lot of sponsorship money, envelopes, and of course, keep his hopes alive for staying at Sekewake? So it's a huge match for Wakatakage to try to win. And Hoshoru, it's a must if he wants to win the Yusho. He's got to bounce back and go to 12 and 2. And we'll see where Onosato is when that's happening. Okay, so very spirited, exciting last few matches of the day for tomorrow, and that's a lot of fun. And I'll be watching live on the couch for sure. Okay, over on Patreon, I added a bunch to the collection for the final few days. Today I added, well, 5 matches, as I said, all individual, no double headers. And then I'm going to add highlights. So highlights part 1 and highlights part 2, which will be the first 15 matches of the day. We can even look at it here, day 13. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Hitoshi, 6, 7, 8. So probably around, I'll go up to Ura in video 1, and then I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to Tamawashi Hiradaumi. So two videos, each with 8 matches to give you the first 16 matches of the top division for day 13. A little later, but at least they'll be on the channel and everybody can see where everybody is at going into the final weekend. Yeah, so Patreon's chugging along nicely. So come on over there and join us if you'd like. Only $1 a month can get you access to all these videos. All right. Standings. Okay, we did that. Alrighty. Let me think. Anything else with the matches and topics? Nope. I just want to check one thing really quick. I said I would wait till tomorrow, but why not do it now? Um, if we go to tournament records, okay. So these two guys, we just don't know. One of them might drop down to Komasubi if he finishes 7 and 8. But for right now, let's just assume they get Kachikoshi and they stay where they are. Although at least one of them probably won't. Aonishiki is going to get promoted up to Sekewake, and Takayasu is going to leave. I think Aonishiki is going to swap places with, say, Wakatakakage, who will go to 7 and 8 and only go down one rung. So, like I said, the two M1s, 3 and 10, 5 and 8, neither of them are going to get promoted. So it's really these two guys, and then neither M3 can challenge. M4, both of these guys could get Kachikoshi, Wakamoto Haru, and Hirata Umi, but not do well enough to usurp a slot from either Oho or Haku Oho if they can get their 8. They both. Oh no, Oho already got it, so he's already in the driver's seat there. Haku Oho has to earn it. He has Wakamoto Haru tomorrow, so we'll see if he can get to 8 and 6 tomorrow. Uh, Yeah, and then these two guys just trying to get Kachikoshi. And then 3 and 10, 3 and 10. Yeah, and I'm just saying there's nobody that's got really big numbers until you get down to Takanosho at M7. And I think they'll promote him way up, like to M1, but I don't think they're going to have him leapfrog Oho and Haku Oho um, to get into Komasubi all the way from M7 Takanosho. So. Yeah, that's looking like the scenario that's most practical, most likely to happen. Okay. Okay, that's going to do it for me on Friday, tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we're going to go live. I will put the link for the live stream tomorrow night, 11:30 p.m. Japan time, on the community tab here on YouTube. And you can just come here at 11:30 p.m., which whatever that is, your time in the world, and you'll see the video going and join in. You have to be a subscriber to comment, but most of you are that come and watch the videos. And that's about it. And we'll talk sumo for 30 to 40 minutes on a Saturday night for me on day 14, but early in most of the world for you guys. And so see if that works out time-wise for you. Like I did last night, it's about 7:30 a.m. California, 10:30 a.m. New York, and then so on in Britain and Germany and other places. Okay, that's going to do it for me. So I'll see you live tomorrow night. And if not, back here with the video. Well, you can watch Saturday nights as a video after it finishes recording live. And then Sunday as well, we'll wrap everything up. It's going to be an exciting finish, guys. Thanks for being here with me. See you tomorrow.